Can we talk about your dressing room request?
Here's what Steve meant.
Levita cooked a real nice dinner. You know, Levita is a wonderful cook. Store-bought.
That was Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey, but here's what Cat Williams had to say about it.
That's a nigga in that dress, sir. That's not nobody's grandmama. This is only funny when he's playing a.
But that isn't all he's said about dresses.
Possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress.
The man hated the concept of dress so much that he was warning his own people against it.
Cat Williams was trying to always say, Brandon, don't wear a dress.
Cat Williams might be a troublemaker every other day, but on days he's not trying to raise hell, the comic is in his pursuit of proving to the world what goes on behind the scenes in the industry by revealing shocking information. And today is one of those days. This time, Williams seems to be pulling the curtains on the unusual relationship between Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer. I know most people instinctively believe their relationship was formed by years of the pair working together. And while that was the case at first, it seems their bond might have taken a turn that seems to have led to Cedric being at the mercy of Harvey, and not in a fun way. Word on the street is that Cedric is so far gone for Harvey that the snap of the show host's finger could have his one-time colleague running to him. Now that's a friendship taken a dark turn, and Cat Williams is choosing to tell the world all about it. Until now, it appears that no one was really sure how deep this thing between Cedric and Harvey ran. But from what Cat is alleging, the Cedric we're seeing might only be a shadow of the man we used to know. Want proof? Well, you got it.
I'm staying the night at Boss Lady.
Boss lady. See, I knew it. The girl work at a brothel.
Considering how far comedy has come since the early or mid-90s, it's common knowledge that there are only a handful of veteran comedians in the game right now, and Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Cat Williams are definitely on that list. However, it seems there's a lot more involved in attaining that veteran position than we thought. At least there was for Cedric. I know most people may not prefer to put Williams on that list, but that very feeling is what makes it probable that he knows what he's talking about. I mean, the man's been blowing whistles for a while. But even besides that, there's also the fact that he literally works in the same industry as them. So if there's anyone who knows what they might be getting up to when people aren't looking, it's definitely him.
I don't want you to think I don't like people. I like people fine. I just don't like people that sell people but then can't tell them the truth.
Looking at who Steve Harvey has rebranded himself into today, it's difficult to see how he could have been part of the group of men that led comedy into its current age. However, looks can be deceiving. But that doesn't seem to be the only form of deceit Steve Harvey has been accused of getting up to since he dropped the mic at comedy clubs. This theory is what Cat Williams seems to be standing on to make these claims about his fellow comedian. Well, that and the fact that Steve Harvey seemingly had Cedric don a dress on his show, while the host had allegedly shut down the idea of wearing a dress himself. That's right, years before Steve Harvey transitioned into being a daytime host, the comic dabbled in other types of shows, which were mainly composed of sitcoms, but the Steve Harvey Show was one of his most successful projects. From the 1990s onward, viewers had absolute bangers of shows featuring black talent dominating the airwaves. With shows like The Wayans Bros, The Parkers, and Martin, network television boasted a plethora of iconic and culture-defining programming way back when. Another landmark television program, and one that gets left out of the conversation more often than not, was the WB's The Steve Harvey Show. Credited with helping skyrocket the careers of Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer, The Steve Harvey Show was a hidden gem sitcom that highlighted the bustling friendship between Steve Hightower, a fictionalized version of Harvey, and Cedric Jackie Robinson, an obvious interpolation of the actor and the late baseball great. The sitcom followed Hightower, a funk legend turned high school music teacher,